I used AI to make a full cinematic short film from scratch. And honestly, the results genuinely surprised me.
Cole, I knew you'd come back here. You left me alone here, Cole. I waited.
Whenever most people try to create AI films like this, they all run into the exact same problems. The characters never stay consistent, the action always feels unnatural, and the clips never flow into each other, making the entire video feel fake. And the reason behind this is simple. They try to create everything using just one AI tool. But here's the thing, the top AI filmmakers never use just one tool to create long AI videos. Instead, they use a combination of different tools that complement one another to get the best possible results. Which is why in this video, I'll be breaking down the exact 6-tool workflow that I use to make cinematic AI films from scratch. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to create cinematic AI films on your own, without spending thousands of credits on generations that fall apart the moment you put them together. So let's get into it. The first tool that we'll be using is Claude, because before we generate anything, we need to actually plan out our entire film so that we have a clear idea of what it looks like from start to finish. And this is the part that most people skip. So for this, we'll open up Claude and give it a rough idea about the film that we're trying to create. We want a 60 to 70 second cinematic film set in a realistic fantasy world with magic. The story follows 2 characters who grew up together but became rivals later on, with a full story arc, consistent characters, and real fight scenes. And here's what we got. After asking a couple of questions, Claude converted our rough idea into a fully structured story, and even broke it down shot by shot with visuals. Now this is a great starting point, but it's not quite perfect yet. So we'll go back and forth a couple of times to make some adjustments, and once everything is finalized, this is what we got for our complete story. Just like that, our story is now locked in from start to finish. This is exactly why we always begin our workflow with Claude. It helps us turn a rough idea into a complete plan. And later on, we'll also use it for prompting. And since it already has the full context about our film, the output will be significantly better. Now, as you can see, we have our entire film planned out, but right now it's still just text on a screen. So before we can animate any of this, we first need to turn all of that into actual visuals so that everything stays perfectly consistent for when we start animating. Which brings us to our next tool, Soul Cinema. It's an AI image generation model that lives inside of Higgsfield, and I like to use it because of the insane character consistency and film grade quality that it provides us. We can also use Nano Banana Pro here, but Soul Cinema was built specifically for AI filmmaking, which is exactly why we'll be using it to get the best possible results. So if you want to follow along, I'll leave the link to Higgsfield in the description below, along with all of the prompts that we use throughout this video. Now, the first thing that we need to create is our character reference sheets. This will help us keep our characters consistent across every scene. So we'll just head over to Higgsfield, select Soul Cinema, and paste in our prompt. We want a full reference sheet with a front, back, and side view of our character, with a few close-ups, wearing a red long coat in a realistic fantasy-style aesthetic. And this is the result. Now we'll repeat the exact same process for our other 2 characters. And just like that, we've got full reference sheets for all the 3 characters, Cole, Vera, and Braun. After this, we'll move on to the next step, which is actually generating the environment in which the characters will live. Now, this is something that a lot of people overlook. They lock in their characters, but never create any environment references, which is exactly why their backgrounds keep changing from scene to scene. So we'll just follow the exact same process, but with our environment prompt this time. We want a grid showing the different angles of our environment, which is a barren wasteland at night with a couple of broken structures scattered across it. This is perfect for our environment, and now we have full reference sheets for everything. But here's the thing, these reference sheets can keep our characters and environments consistent during our videos, but they're still missing the one thing that separates a good AI video from a real film, which is the soundtrack, because that's what adds tension and emotion to our scenes and instantly makes our film feel far more cinematic. And later in this video, I'll show you exactly how much of a difference it can make and exactly how to add it to our AI films. But for now, let's bring this all together and start mapping out our entire film, shot by shot. This is a step that only the top AI filmmakers actually do, and it's a lot like the planning we did back in Claude, except this time, we're not just working with text, but instead, we'll actually lay out the film visually inside Figma, a designing tool that helps us organize everything with all of the scenes and the reference sheets in one place. And to really put this into perspective, here's how one of the top AI filmmakers uses it for his own films. As you can see, he's got his entire film laid out on a single board, with every scene, character, and location, which will make the animation process a lot easier. So let's go ahead and try to build something similar for our own film. And I know that this might seem a bit complicated, but it's actually a lot simpler than it looks, because Claude can now connect directly to Figma and build the storyboard for us. And since it already has the full context about our film, we won't have to re-explain anything. All we have to do is paste in our prompt, asking it to build the storyboard from the reference board we pasted in, and to leave placeholders for our reference images. And just like that, Claude automatically created our storyboard for us. And now we have a clear idea of how everything looks, which means we can finally start generating our keyframes for each one. And for that, we'll head back to Higgsfield and select Nano Banana Pro. We only need a couple of keyframes here, since most of the clips will just use the previous clip as reference. So let's start by creating a starting frame for our first clip, and for this, we'll just upload our reference sheets and paste in our prompt. We want a cinematic shot of Cole in the barren wasteland with Vera standing in the background as a distant figure. And this is the result. From here, we'll just repeat the same process for any other keyframes we need, then drop each one into its placeholder on the board. And just like that, our whole film is now mapped out on our storyboard. But as useful as a good storyboard and character sheets can be, they're still really just the foundation. Because at the end of the day, the quality of every clip still comes down to the AI video tool that we use. And after testing pretty much every AI video tool out there, I can confidently say that Seedance 2.0 is the best option available right now. The thing that really sets this apart is how well it handles motion. It follows real-world physics surprisingly well, making it one of the best AI tools out there for action and fight scenes. And on top of this, I like to use a couple of prompting techniques that can take our results to the next level. The first one is the 6-point framework, which stands for subject, action, environment, camera, style, and constraints. For example, here's the prompt I used for our very first clip in our film. As you can see, it follows the framework perfectly. The style, the environment, the action, and even the constraints at the bottom. This gives Seedance a clear idea about what to generate. But if our video involves multiple angles or camera movements, we can also use timeline prompting. So instead of cramming everything into one description, we break it down second by second. And thanks to Seedance's powerful multi-shot feature, the outputs are actually insane. And the best part is that we can paste this entire structure straight into Claude, and it'll write clean and structured prompts for us. But no matter which AI tool you use, you'll still run into one issue, which is that the generations still cap out at around 15 seconds. And this is exactly why most long AI videos end up feeling disconnected. But now, Seedance has completely solved this issue with its video extension feature, where we can just paste in our previous clip as a reference. And the reason this works so much better is that the AI model now has a clear idea of the previous scene, so it can carry the same feel and motion into the next clip. By now, every shot in our film is fully animated. But there's still one last step. It's the one thing that separates a normal AI video from an actual film scene, and that is the soundtrack. For this, we'll be using Suno AI. It's an AI music generator that can create pretty much any type of music you can think of, whether it's writing full songs with lyrics or pure instrumental music of any genre and mood. We just have to type in our prompt, and Suno handles the rest. And what makes this better than most other AI music generators is the insane quality. The music sounds like something straight out of an actual Hollywood movie. So for our film, we need a cinematic track that has powerful and intense notes for the fight scenes and soft, tender notes for the emotional scenes. We'll head over to Suno AI and click on Create. From here, we get 3 different options. The first is Write, where we can paste in our own lyrics if we already have some. The second is Prompt, where Suno writes the lyrics for us. And the third is Instrumental, which is the one that we'll be using for our AI film. We want an epic, cinematic instrumental soundtrack with heavy bass and a soft, emotional melody layered over the top at 140 to 150 beats per minute. And in just a matter of seconds, Suno created a full custom soundtrack for us. Now, to show you exactly how much of a difference this makes, let me play the opening clip of our film. Firstly without the soundtrack, and then with it.
Cole, I knew you'd come back here. Cole, I knew you'd come back here.
Yeah, the difference is just unreal. Suno instantly adds life to our entire film, making every single scene feel 10 times more cinematic. And at this point, we basically have everything we need for our final video. The only thing left is to put this all together inside a video editor. Here, we can go with either CapCut or Premiere Pro. So if you want to connect your clips and add music on top, CapCut will do the job perfectly. But if you want more control, Premiere Pro is the better option, because we can add advanced effects and transitions to our AI videos. For our film, we'll be going with CapCut, because all we have to do is arrange the clips in order and add in our soundtrack. And that's our full workflow. We use 6 different tools that all work together, with each one complementing the next. Claude for planning, Soul Cinema for all the images, Figma for creating our storyboard, Seedance for the actual video generations, Suno for the music, and then finally CapCut for tying everything together. And now you know exactly which tools to use to create cinematic AI short films from scratch. But here's the thing. During our workflow, we still had to manually prompt each video and wait for each generation, which can take up a lot of time. That's why I've created a video on how to automate this entire process using Codex, where we don't even have to write or paste in a single prompt. So if you want to check that out, click the video on screen now.